I didn't get a chance to argue. To scream. To beg. Kinsley's impatient voice murmured something on the other end. Beckett didn't hesitate. Click, the line went dead. I dialed back immediately. My fingers shook, straight to voicemail. He had blocked me. I sat there, frozen. My chest felt hollowed out, as if someone had reached in and scooped out my lungs. Focus, Callie. She was getting out of school. I had to pick her up. I started the car. I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. I pulled onto the road. Halfway there, the world tilted. I looked at the road signs. They were just shapes. I tried to think of the name of Callie's preschool, but the file in my brain was corrupted. Gone. Panic spiked in my blood. I grabbed my phone. I unlocked the screen. Then, the static got louder. I stared at the device in my hand. Why was I holding this? Why was I driving? Why was my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird? And why did I feel this crushing, suffocating grief? I didn't know. I just sat there. Traffic flowed around me. The sun dipped below the horizon. The sky bruised purple, then faded to black, ringing. The harsh sound shattered the trance. I jumped. The vibration in my hand felt alien. It was pitch black outside. The streetlights glared at me. I answered. Callie's mom? What is wrong with you? The voice was unfamiliar. Sharp. Angry. Look at the time. I've been waiting here with her since the school closed. If I hadn't stayed behind. Do you have any idea how dangerous this is? She could have been kidnapped. What kind of mother are you? Snap, the fog lifted. The connection re-established. Callie. I was driving to get Callie. I'm sorry, I gasped, the words tumbling out. I'm coming. I'm coming right now. I drove like a maniac. I didn't check the speedometer. I just needed to get to her. I skidded to a halt in front of the preschool. There she was, Callie. She stood by the gate, looking so small. She wasn't crying. She wasn't screaming. She just blinked those big, dark eyes at me. I scrambled out of the car. I fell to my knees in front of her. Tears spilled out of me, hot and fast. Don't cry, Mommy. Her voice was tiny. Callie isn't scared. Callie is brave. I knew Mommy would come back. She reached out. Her small hand brushed my cheek to wipe away the wetness. Her skin was ice. The cold burned me. 3 hours. She stood in the wind for 3 hours. Guilt crashed into me like a freight train. Regret. Terror. Self-loathing. I wanted to scream. I wanted to claw my own skin off. I wanted to slap myself until I felt something other than this shame. I hugged her. I squeezed her so tight I was afraid I'd break her. I'm so sorry, I choked out to Miss Thompson. I bowed my head, over and over. This cannot happen again, Miss Thompson hissed, her eyes hard. There was a threat in her tone. Child Protective Services. It won't, I lied. I took Callie's freezing hand and led her to the car, but I knew the truth. I didn't have many against left. IT started a month ago. 1 minute, I was driving to work. The next, I woke up in my bed. 24 hours had vanished. Gone. Panic didn't just rise, it swallowed me whole. My boss didn't care about my memory lapses. After I missed work 2 more times following the warning because I forgot I even had a job, he fired me. So I went to the hospital. I sat on the crinkly paper of the exam table, swinging my legs, trying to laugh it off. Maybe I'm just getting old, right? Premature senility? Dr. Smith didn't smile. He ran tests. Endless, exhausting tests. When he finally walked back in, he held a piece of paper that would end my life. Alzheimer's. I stared at the word until it blurred. Doctor, my voice sounded tinny, like it was coming from a radio in another room. I'm 28. That's a grandma disease. Dr. Smith sighed. It was a heavy, pitying sound. Early onset familial Alzheimer's. It's rare in someone your age, Arya, but the scans don't lie. His mouth kept moving. He talked about genetics. Head trauma. Something about probabilities. I didn't hear a word. A high-pitched ringing screamed in my ears. How long? I interrupted, gripping the edge of the table until my knuckles turned white. How long do I have before I forget Callie? He hesitated. With the speed of your progression. Less than 6 months of lucidity. I walked out of the clinic. The world spun. The pavement seemed to tilt under my feet. Why me? I didn't care about dying. If I just ceased to exist, fine, but Callie, she was 5. She was helpless. I collapsed on the hospital steps. I buried my face in my knees and screamed, a silent, guttural sound that tore at my throat. I sat there until the streetlights flickered on. The darkness settled over me, heavy and cold. I had to accept it, and I had to make a choice. There was only one option. Her father, Beckett. I dialed his number. My hand shook so hard I almost dropped the phone. He answered, but his voice was like broken glass. Cold. Sharp. He barely let me speak. He laughed at me, a cruel, mocking sound, and then hung up.